Hello, this is Krista Gibson. Welcome to Growing Older and Wiser. Today I would like to talk about 3 things that I would like to recommend you not do to other people, especially to people younger than yourself, but people at all. These are things that I've noticed that people tend to do, and myself included. I have to bite my tongue sometimes. Things that will make you just a little bit wiser. So the first one is, don't share your opinions unless you're asked. When we grow older and we have a lot of life experience and we hear someone telling kind of what's going on in their life, and we have an opinion about a way they could solve the issue or, a better way to approach it, the tendency, especially if you're a parent or a relative or close to them, the tendency is to say, well, you should blah, blah, blah. Or, here's what I have done in that situation, onward and upward. Well, they may not want your opinion. They might want and need to work it out on their own. So, number 1, just keep your opinion to yourself. If you absolutely feel that you need to share your opinion, you feel it's really important, and you want them to know, say something like, I have an opinion about that. I have some life experience about that. I would like to share with you. Is that okay? Then you've asked. And then they can say, yes, that's okay. Or they can say, no, I want to work this out my own way. So ask, and if they want to hear your opinion, if you really feel it's important to share it. Other than that, just keep your opinion to yourself. And who knows, at some point they might come to you and say, hey, what would you do in that situation, or what have you done in that situation? The second thing is, try to avoid saying, when I was your age, and that is so hard. You hear people all the time say, well, when I was your age, I this, I that, and we had it so much harder. I posted a meme on my Facebook page, which is under my name, Krista Gibson. You're free to go and take a look. And it's a meme of 4 or 5 people, and they're in a line, and they're climbing Mount Everest in the snow, and they're trudging. And the meme says, a rare photograph of my parents as they were walking through the snow to go to school. Because you know how older people from our generation would tell us how hard they had it, because they had to walk 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles in the snow to get to school. And we're so lucky because, there's a school bus or whatever. So try to avoid that, because first of all, it's not fair. Life is different now than it was when we were in our teens, our 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. The world has changed. And so, unless a person is interested in your life experience and has let you know that, when you're saying to somebody, well, when I was your age, it kind of is almost demeaning, because it's kind of like, well, you just don't know how easy you have it. And the truth is that people younger than us, and I'm talking really now people more in their 20s and 30s, it is true. There are parts of their lives and their world that are so much easier than it was when we were their age. However, there are many ways where they have it more difficult than what we had. I mean, truthfully, would you want to be in your teens or 20s right now, growing up in this climate, not knowing what's going to happen with climate change in 30, 40, 50 years? What's going to happen politically? A lot of the decisions and things happening today are going to be affecting people for generations. And, they have to face that. And so to say they have it easier is really not so fair. So try to avoid saying when I was your age unless you're asked. Again, both of these cases come down to unless you're asked. Don't offer unless you're asked. And the last one I want to talk about is morals. Morals have changed so much. Things that when we were young were considered like shocking are now just everyday stuff. For instance, in my age, when I was growing up in my 20s and 30s, it used to be people dated and they were straight, of course. And they were the same race. They weren't biracial. So first people dated, then they got married, then they lived together, and then they started a family. Today, people frequently date, then they live together, then they have a baby, and then they get married. Is it right or wrong? It's not up to me to say that. It's just very common. In my day, and your day perhaps, it was shocking when two people shacked up or lived together and people hid it. It was a secret, and some people couldn't even rent an apartment because they weren't married. Nowadays, it's very common for people to live together, and sometimes groups of people to live together. Morals have changed. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. It has changed. To try to put your moral standard on other people is not fair. Yes, perhaps our morals were better, but maybe they weren't. How do we know where this new arrangement with people is going to go? Maybe this is a far better thing. Maybe children are being raised into healthier families because the parents did spend some time getting to know each other by living together before they got married and had a baby. I don't know. My point is, loosen up about it. Live by your morals and let them live by their morals. And again, unless somebody asks you, keep your opinion to yourself. It's really not your business to criticize somebody unless they are a family member who's depending on you and they're expecting you to support them or something like that. That's a whole different deal. But when it's just somebody living their life and they're making their decisions according to current day standards, leave them alone and watch and see what happens. So that's the 3 things. First of all, don't share your opinions unless you're asked. Don't be saying, when I was your age. And don't judge other people by your life experience, which means don't put your morals onto other people. Your life experience is not the same as the life experience of people today. So withhold your opinion and kind of see how things are going to work out. I think it's exciting. The world has changed so drastically. I find it exciting. I don't know where it's going to go. I trust the process of the universe, however. I trust that Divine Mother is in her heaven and she's allowing things to happen and to evolve. And, if God, Goddess, universe can't handle it, then why the heck do I think I can do any better? Alrighty, there's some thoughts for the week, and I'll see you here next week. Thanks for watching.